Good morning, you guys. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra, and today we are going to start the first video of prep work for 2025 for Cultivate What Matters goal planning. I just finished doing my December goals, and I'm like, wait, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet to do January. I don't know what I want to do. But we're going to dive in because that is the kind of epitome of goal setting, is that you might not know where to start and you might not know what you're doing, but you won't know unless you start brainstorming and writing things down. And the more things you can come up with, the better, because then you kind of expand your horizons and broaden your ideas. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm using the Petal Power Sheets cover. This is like a soft cover. I've been using the fabric covers for the last 2 years, and this is such a change. I was either between this one and the flowery one, or the lavender too. I couldn't decide. They were all so beautiful, but I'm excited to dive in. So what I've done is I put these are like task list papers. I put them here for now, and then what I can do is pull from them if I need one to brainstorm during the year or something. So I have those there. And then I also marked off the sections. My goal is to do 5 videos for my prep work. I'm filming this video November 13th, so it's super early, but I want to get my prep work videos done the first few weeks or week of December, just so that you guys can, if you're following along, that we can get this stuff done before January. So this is the first page. I'm not going to read everything. If you guys have Power Sheets, you already have it in front of you. This is kind of welcoming you to a whole new way of doing goals. So we kind of figure out what matters most to your, to who you are and what's important to you. So it says a year of progress, not perfection. So I don't know. I think a lot of people get stuck on perfection. So like if it's not perfect, then they scrap it and then they throw it out and then they never end up starting because they're always like worried about being perfect. You know what? Goal setting is to just start writing it down. And I think that's a lot of people have a fear of like thinking about stuff that they're like, oh, well, that's probably not going to happen anyway, so I'm not even going to follow through with it. But it definitely won't happen if you have that negative mindset. You have to start writing things down. So write it down and then make a plan and stick to it and break it down. That's like the biggest few steps that will actually get you going in the right direction. So anyway, this is like a progress map, which is kind of cool. It says write your name on page 1. So I did not do that. Let's see. Let's write my name. Not fancy, but it's not about being fancy right now. Okay, so I wrote my name, and then you have to uncover what matters. So we're going to do that first, and we're just starting small. I'm going to be working through pages 6 to, we're not going to do that yet, 6 to page 11. Okay, so just a few pages at a time, just to start small and not be overwhelmed. Okay, so the next page, this is, you can cross this off as you do these, and I won't be doing the January tending list right now. I'll be doing that later. So this is just prep work. So I'm going to leave that page. Now it says to mark your start, brainstorm your year ahead. Dig in, what do you want to cultivate? Write your goal ideas for 2025. I'm not going to be perfect here. It might be messy, but it says just whatever you want to do. Okay. So I'm going to write down as much as I can. I'm just going to brainstorm and we're going to dig in. So I'm going to do this, and we're going to fast forward this part.
I want you more than money. I want to float on downstream, go and find my wild dreams, yeah. I'd kill to feel it all shake you like a twisted mind game. I'll be burned by your flame, oh. Ups and downs, no in-betweens, fire and ice, burn gasoline. You know I love it, you know I love it. Love and hate, romantic sin, fire and ice, gone with the wind. You know I love it. We're the kind your bad streaks. Maybe they'll match my freaks, yeah.
Okay, guys, I think I can be happy with this for now. There might be other things I wanted to add. And I can't remember where I had put some ideas. I'm just gonna see if I added them in here. I don't think I did. I think the two biggest ones were to use up my products this year and not necessarily be more minimal. Like, I'm not going to limit my spending or like do a no spend month or anything like that, because there are certain things that I want when they come out. Like, I'm not going to do that and put pressure on myself and then feel guilty about it. But I am going to use up the stuff that I have. And so if that is my main focus, using up the stuff that I have, that should potentially limit me from buying more stuff. If I'm like, well, I already have this stuff, let me use this instead. So that's a big one. And then the other big one is I wanted to start using this bike that I got and bring it up in the morning and then do a half hour like cardio workout and then incorporate weights. And the weights or Pilates or some type of exercise, I'm going to incorporate like the weights is going to be part of my physio because I need to build up my muscle in my quads and my arms. And I'm hoping it's going to alleviate some of the pain in my joints and stuff. More nutritious food. So I want to brainstorm like snack ideas. I was actually just watching Jean's Agenda. Like, we're focusing right now this month on like nutrition and how it helps your brain focus better. So like I use coffee to focus, okay? That's like my thing. Coffee is the only thing that keeps me awake. But I want to start getting some cranberries and walnuts or some dark chocolate, some more nutritious foods and stuff like that. And then I want to practice. The other big one was like practicing solitude. And so bird watching, like when it gets back to spring again, I want to be able to take my coffee, sit out in the back step. I don't think I did that this year. I think I did it once. So I want to do that again before the kids wake up in the morning. And then because obviously like summer, like when the time change happens, it's warm out. It's hot and muggy, especially in spring, summer. And it's also bright daylight. So I think it'll be good. So I want to take a course. There's one that you can take with QuickBooks. I don't want to use QuickBooks per se. I use something else, but I think it would be good to learn more about all of that stuff. And you can take it for $30 a month. So I'm going to learn how to do that. And then Jane's Agenda has another course that she's potentially going to offer. She says she's already got something in the works. So I need to wait and see what that is. Back on track with sinking funds, figuring out Vancouver. We're still going to be continuing going to Vancouver next year. Practice minimalism around the house. So do I need it? No. Let's give it away or throw it away. Okay. Save for trip. So Chad and I want to take a vacation. I don't know when that would be or when it would look like, but I know that I want to start saving. So even if it's $20 a week, I'm going to start saving for one. And then we'll start figuring out how much we're going to need. So budget and time. So I'm also changing my journaling routine. I want to change my morning routine because right now it's kind of taking too long. I've been doing a Hobonichi and I love it. I do like the paper. I enjoy that. But I've also added Planner Perfect and I have 2 other journals. I've got a business journal. I've got my regular journal. And so I'm going to get rid of the bullet journal. I'm going to downsize that, what that looks like. And it's actually funny. So today is November 13th. November 13th? Yes. I have a video posting November 13th. If I can, I'll link it for this video when I edit it. But it was a Planner Perfect haul. And I had purchased a couple of traveler's notebooks and some covers. And I was wondering how I was going to use one of the journals and the monthly book. So the monthly book, like the yearly one that has like January to December in it, I'm going to use for future planning dates. That's going to be like an out and about type thing. So my traveler's notebook will be in my purse at all times when I'm not at home, because taking my Franklin is just too much. So it's like a double exact system of my main planner, but I'm not taking my main planner everywhere. And it's a traveler's notebook, so it's perfect, and it fits in my purse way better. It's a lot smaller, it doesn't wreck my purse straps, and I'm going to minimize how my wellness looks like. I think I'm going to put it in my future plan book, because I realize there's extra pages at the back that I can use to track like the yearly things I wanted to track. So I think it should be enough room. I'm hoping. I just have to downsize what I'm doing exactly and what I'm tracking. So I think I'm just going to rearrange how I'm doing things. And I'm going to have like a daily mantra, which is going to include like, I might use my Franklin daily pages for that, because it already makes sense. It's like right there. And it's going to include like affirmation, success from the previous day, a manifestation, and a gratitude. So it's going to be like one line for all 4 of those, but instead of putting it in a separate bullet journal, I'm going to put it in my Franklin. And then the actual health tracking stuff, I'm going to put in my traveler's notebook. And then on the monthly, like including, I might have to write it in a different color. I'm going to do future date planning in my Planner Perfect like yearly notebook, but I'm also going to include health stuff on there. So for example, like when did I go to the doctor, or what are things I want to talk to the doctor about. So I might even use those tip-ins for that, and then put ideas of what I want to talk to the doctor about and put it in on the day that I go. Or if I'm scripting and I know I have a doctor's appointment, I will put it in on that day. So I think that works way better, because I'm already taking that with me. So why am I taking a bullet journal and that traveler's notebook? So I'm going to incorporate it that way and just break it down and make it easier. I'm not going to stress out about it, and I'm going to set up a new habit. And like I said, like if I put 4 lines a day in my Franklin, that's going to work way better. So I'm still doing the same thing, but I'm just putting it somewhere else to minimize using a different notebook. So I, minimize what I have, and maybe cut out some of the things I don't need. Like, do I really need to track my sleep 3 different places? Or do I need to track my calories? Because I don't want a calorie count. I just want to eat healthier, and I want to exercise and drink water. The more water you drink, technically, the less calories you should be eating during the day, because you're filling yourself up with water. So yeah, I don't want to overthink things anymore. But that's what I've been doing. So maintain organization of things. So for example, my desk, I don't want to have to clean it. I just want to maintain that organization. So if I get that done in November, I want to just like keep it that way and not make it messy. Same with the basement. I don't want to have to clean it. Maybe dust every now and then, maybe wash the floor, but I don't want to have to redo and go through everything again. Okay, also go through everybody's clothes. Planner overhaul. I might change the way my Franklin dividers are. So most of the sections will be the same, but maybe I don't need a school section anymore. I'm going to get rid of the finance section because I don't really need that. I can keep everything in my budget book. The school section, I can put everything school related in my main calendar, and then just put things on the weeks and the days that they are. So I can get rid of a section there. And just kind of like, again, minimize. It's all about minimizes here. And then book goal. Do I want to attempt to do 100 books again? November 13th, I think we're sitting at like 40 books maybe. So I haven't even reached half. So I don't know. I thought I was a really big reader, but that doesn't, and I read every day too, but I only read for about half an hour every day. And I'm a fast reader, so you'd think that I would get through more books, but I have not. Also maybe potentially go wild, planner conventions. I would love to have that on my radar somewhere. And then incorporating family stuff for family time. So movie nights, board games, gaming nights, date nights, that kind of thing. I haven't really kept track of that, but I want that to be one of like a goal, a family focus, like focus on my family, whether it's like going to the park or going sledding or just spending time together in general. So I want to start doing that. My kids are getting older now, so it's going to be easier to do more things like that. Okay, so let's see how many more pages we have, because I know my son is waking up. 3 more pages. So it says, what do you want to cultivate in the year ahead? What are you passionate about? So I don't really have a faith. I've usually been putting my spirituality on the back burner. So if I get time, then I do it. And it's not something that's calling to me right now. So it's not something I really want to focus on. I am taking care of some things. Like I'm doing things for me that make me feel good. And those things I think I want to continue. But I'm willing to sacrifice for my health. So health is important, my family, and my career. So I think right now those are the three things I want to focus on is business, family, and health. Okay. Um, and then it says dig in. So what do you love? Uncover your unique passions. So yeah, so like I want to be able to read more, spend more time with my family, with my kids, go to mom's house more. And so I also want to incorporate like mall dates because like I've taken my son to like the movie theater. I'll take him to West Ed sometimes, but I want to do that with my daughter too. I want to be able to start incorporating those types of things more, like fun things, going to the mall. That actually might be a good goal too. Where did I put that on here anyway? Let's see. So, mall dates, maybe do a West Ed trip. That would be really fun. The kids haven't really stayed in a hotel like my baby has because we go to Vancouver, so he's used to it, but my other two are not. But I think that'd be like super fun. So go to my mom's house, read more, spend more time with the kids. Um, yeah, maybe change. Another idea is changing like my content. I don't want to change my content pillars, but maybe changing my day themes for my business. Um, save up for travel. And minimize. I think that's what I want my focus word to be this year is just to like be more minimal. Okay, it says learn from the past. So now it says good things. What went well? What helped you cultivate what matters? If your year was challenging, notice and naming the good will give you the energy and hope you need to move forward. So what worked in the last year for me? Trying to think here. Planning ahead was something that worked. Visiting. Um, no, I think visiting new places. So we did go to my family reunion, doing fun things as a family. So we went camping one month. We went to my family reunion. We went camping. The experience itself was kind of overall negative because our tent blew away and broke, and it was like one calamity after another. But just getting away somewhere new was nice. And so I think like doing the mall thing would be fun. Maybe not going on a vacation specifically, but doing K days is always fun. Like we actually had the best time this K days because I was able to go on more rides because my kids are both older. And so I didn't have to keep one of them in a car seat. Like, unfortunately, my baby would be there. If my mom were to come with us, or we had somebody to come with us and watch my son, that would be like really helpful, but we haven't. So I don't know. I don't know about that, but like key days, family reunion. I don't have a family reunion this year, but we can do other things. So we could technically go camping, or maybe we'll just do the West Edmonton Mall thing. That would be fun. I want to do the wave park. That's like one of the things I want to do. And it all costs money. So if I can save up money and like go for a day or even stay in a hotel the night, like they've got those theme rooms. That would be kind of fun. Okay, challenges. What didn't work in the last year? So, um, not planning enough. So, for example, I would miss dates. It says what was hard or took extra energy. So, not planning enough, um, not planning enough in advance. Forgetting things. So I have like a really bad memory, and it's like I almost feel like the more I write things down, the more easily it is to forget, because then I'm like, oh, I wrote it down. I can just forget it now and it leaves my head and then I don't remember. So I almost feel like planning is kind of working against me in that respect. I don't know if you guys find the same thing. I know they're like, oh, you need to plan, you need to write things down and then you won't forget about it. Well, you won't if you read it, which I do. I come back to my planner like multiple times a day, but um, like, for example, I'll think of something I need to buy. I'll be going up to my room to bed, and then I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot. So, a lot of times, what I'll do is like leave a voice memo on my phone for whatever it is I need to remember the next day. And that's honestly when I remember all the things. I'll be up in my room and I won't have a notepad or a pen, and I'll leave a voice memo. And then a couple of times, my voice memo wouldn't work. So, I lost what it was I was going to like think about for the next day. So finally I said, forget that. And I took a pen and a notepad up with me. And now if I remember anything, I just like leave it on my notepad. But that was like the worst thing ever. So I'd forget tons of things. And I was like, oh, I can't be doing this anymore. Like I need to figure out how to fix this. So, and then Jane from Jane's Agenda was talking about, like at the beginning of the masterclass thing that she's doing, she was talking about how she writes everything in her planner. So even her kids' haircuts, like she'll write down when their hair got cut last and then estimate how long it would take for it to grow out again. And then write down like 3 months' time, cut kids' hair. So she like pre plans a lot of stuff. And with me, I don't like doing that because I like to have my months, like I don't put all of my months in my planner at once. I like to um, I like to put just 1 month at a time. And so I put everything on my future log, but my future log doesn't allow me enough time or enough spots to write everything down. I would have to have like all of my calendar in my planner at the same time, like especially on the monthlies. And then if you were to use a system like that, I imagine that an erasable pen or a pencil would come in handy. But I hate using erasable pen or pencil in my planner. I just abhor it. I abhor it. I hate it. Um, and I don't know why. I did use an erasable pen for my content schedule for December because I know it's going to be crazy and I know things might change. It gives me the ick. Honestly, it gives me a serious ick when I think about it. So I don't do that. The only thing I could think of is I do have this like little future planning calendar coming from Coco Daisy for January. So I could use that for planning those types of things. So that could be like my brainstorming month ahead notebook. So that might be something that I'll use it for. Because I was like, oh, what am I going to use that for? I already have like a future planning calendar for 2025. So I don't need that for that. So I'm like, okay, perfect. I need to think of how I'm going to use this. So that might be what I'll do with that. So then I won't forget things. I'll have everything written down in that little book, and then I can go in there every week and think, oh, yeah, this is what I have to do this week or next month or whatever. So, not planning enough, not planning enough in advance, not so doing things with my family. And also, I notice I would work too hard. So when I call it work, I mean, like I'm one person and I have to take care of my household and I take care of my business. I'll get up at 5 and I'll start working. And working, I mean journaling. And I'm not working. I'm not working to make money, but I'm taking care of my self-care in wellness in certain ways. And journaling is one of my forms of doing that. So I talk about the benefits of journaling. So I journal for about an hour every day. There's different things that I journal. So what I'm going to do is cut that down and I'm going to change my morning routine, which I talked about already. Changing my morning routine, changing routines. um, because everything is work. So, um, as according to David Allen from Getting Things Done, work shouldn't be specified as going to a 9 to 5 job outside the home. Work can be what a stay at home mom does. You know, you changing a diaper is work, cleaning up the floors is work, journaling is work, reading is work, everything is work. Everything that you need to do that takes time is called work. And so, um, I'm going to classify it all together and say, okay, enough is enough. Let me see how I can minimize. I think that's why I want my word for the year to be minimize, because I want to take out the steps that I don't need that are not necessary. So take out the products in my home that are unnecessary. Like I'm not gonna go into my like Rubbermaid container full of candles downstairs just because I have like 20 of them. I haven't bought any for like 5 years, by the way. But I was on a candle craze many, many years ago when Bath and Body Works first came out to Canada anyway, and I bought tons of them. So now I have them sitting there. I'm not going to throw them out just because I have them, because then I'm going to be like, oh, I miss having my candles. Let me go buy more again. It would be a waste of money. So I'm going to keep those. But things that really aren't working for me, like, um, like right now I'm looking at my stash of paper in my paper organizer where I put like papers to kind of jar my attention, like, hey, this needs to be looked at. They're like falling over. Like it looks ridiculous. So I need to clean that up. Just like keep things minimal, keep things tidy. Do I need 101 of whatever, right? As things are used up, I think that's part of my project. When I use things up, it's going to be gone. I don't need to buy more just because something is gone. And that's where I'm looking at right now. So I'm going to change up routines to be able to spend more time with my family. That's going to be a big focus this year. Okay, lessons, how I learned and grew. So big or small, what did the good and the challenging from last year teach you? What lessons can you use as you move forward into the new year? So one is I want to spend more time with family. I also want to save for important things. So I want to get back on track with saving for sinking funds because I haven't been able to do that for a very long time. This whole year, we didn't do sinking funds, and it does come in handy. We need to start working on our cars again. Um, so I'm going to add that in there. Um, I want to start like doing more things that will make me more money and less of the things that don't make me any money. So that is one of the things. The journaling aspect of my business and my work was taking care of my self-care. So my wellness, like so that I didn't feel so bad about myself, that I can journal and I can focus. Like it does help me to focus. It helps me weed out the unimportant things. So that's why I journal. But I think if I get rid of my bullet journal and I get rid of my Hobonichi, I think it's going to cut back on that a little bit. So I think I've already got a plan for that. And also, I'm going to minimize my planner and get rid of a couple sections there, which I don't need. Like I have a reading section in my planner, but I also had a reading list in my bullet journal. So do I need two? I don't think so. I don't do like book reviews or anything like that. I just was literally writing out the books that I was reading and doing that 100 book challenge, and then writing out the day I started the book and then the day I ended the book. That's all I was doing. So I think I'm going to minimize that. And that already gets rid of 3 dividers from my system. So if I can get rid of a few more, I think it's really going to help. Um, so um, minimize. So I'm going to like planner layout, morning routine. I think simplify is a better word. Morning routine. Even Jane was talking about from Jane's agenda, she was talking about like minimizing the amounts of food you buy. So the types of food. You don't need like 100 item grocery list. She said what she does is she buys one protein for the week and then she uses that one protein in multiple different meals. So she'll buy like a big thing from Costco or whatever, like wherever the bulk places are in the States. Here it's Costco, and use that protein all week long. So I don't know if I can do that because my kids are super picky and I don't use ground turkey and my family doesn't eat chicken. They only eat beef. So it would be beef all the time and that's not healthy. So I do vegetarian meals as well. Um, And I like chicken sometimes. Like, I like having grilled chicken, and I like having chicken in, like, casseroles and stuff. So, that might be another idea, is to do a different meal plan, change meal plan. I'm gonna start, like, trying to get healthier foods. I can't do brown rice, I can't do whole wheat, like, bread. My kids won't eat it, first of all, either, and I just don't like the taste of it and the texture. I think it's gross. I've tried so much, and actually, I can do 60% or 100%, like, sandwiches, like, personally, I can if I had, like, chicken salad. I should learn how to make chicken salad because I actually like chicken salad sandwiches, and I really enjoy tuna too. Like tuna on rye bread. I wouldn't mind starting to do more rye bread, actually. So that's another brainstorming session on itself. Um, but so simplify. So planner layout, morning routine, home, food, just like all the things. I want to simplify. I think simplify is a better word than minimize, because minimize kind of makes it sound like you're taking away, but I just want to simplify. I want to make it easier on myself. Simplify, make easier. So this is what you get from brainstorming. Okay, and then gratitude, who I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for all of my family. I'm grateful for my YouTube family, you guys, because I wouldn't be here if you weren't watching my videos. And I'm grateful for my pets, and like, I'm grateful for Chad. He works every day and to help provide and support for us. I'm grateful for my mom for helping out when she can. I'm grateful for our babysitter because she's always there, even though we have to pay her. But I'm grateful that she always wants to babysit. Really grateful for my pets because they help relieve a lot of anxiety and stress and tension. Um, I'm grateful for my kids for keeping it real, even though they, drive me crazy at times, but I'm really grateful for them. And I'm grateful for my friend for being there when I really need her. Um, and I'm also grateful for my karaoke people because they've become my closer friends, actually. To be quite honest with you, I haven't seen my best friend in a long time, and my karaoke friends are kind of there for me to help me relax and chill out at the end of a long, rough week. So, um, karaoke friends. And as for my mom, like other family, well, I'm also grateful for my son's grandpa, Mark. Um, he helps us too sometimes. But as for other family, usually it's only my mom that really helps us. And so I'm really grateful for her, and that's about it. So I mean, like, chatting kids, and yeah, and that's it. I am grateful for my grandma and like my aunties and stuff. I don't see them that often, but my grandma is, despite um, things that have happened in the past with her and my grandma seems really wise. She's lived a long time, so anyone who has lived a long time, you gain wisdom. You can't say you've lived for nothing, right? You've gained wisdom and you pass it along to future generations, and it's kind of cool. And that's kind of what this is all about. It's kind of creating a legacy. And that's what I feel so strongly about Cultivate What Matters, because I feel like you're doing something for your family. And I think family, like, we're moving the genetics forward. We're, releasing your kids out into the wild and making them good humans, making sure that they can survive on their own, that they're good, kind people. And that's important to me. That's like my number one. So I want to kind of show them, I want to show them examples of that. And I think kids don't learn by what you tell them. They learn by example. So you have to be careful what you do and say. Be very careful of your actions. So I think that's it for today. It's already a long video. We are sitting at 41 minutes because I can't stop talking apparently. And then next time we're going to talk about the evaluation. So where we are, and I'm going to be using my little book for this step, I think. And then we'll do upgrade your mindset, because I do have a lot of like negative mindsets. Not necessarily about myself, but about like, like one of my main mantras, for example, is you won't get what you don't ask for. And so it's all about communication. Like, I think one of my biggest things is just a little side before I leave is that you don't get what you ask for. So you know how like if you're married or you're in a relationship and you just wish that your husband or boyfriend would just do the thing and you wouldn't have to tell them. I think I've talked to multiple women about this and like men don't get it. They just don't. Um, we can think in our heads 1,000 thoughts per minute and we're going to be like, okay, we need to do this and this and this and this. And why can't he just think of those things? I'm a forward thinker. I think ahead. And sometimes that mental load is a lot. So I always thought in my head, it's not too much to ask for to also have him carry some of that mental load, but he just doesn't. And it's very frustrating at times. So I was watching a video by Jenny Penton from Planner Perfect, and she said kind of something along those same lines where she was expecting her husband to do this stuff and he just wouldn't. And it was very frustrating for her. So she just started doing it all herself. And I'm like, the feminist movement part of me is like, that's not fair. Like, and see, my husband, if I ask him, if I communicate with him and ask him to do things or tell him to do things, he will do it. But then the other part of me is like, I'm not his mother. Why am I telling him or asking him to do things? He should just do them. The same thing. If you are not specific, men will mostly do what you ask them to do. You have to tell them, you have to ask them, you have to be specific. So, like going to get groceries, I've had that issue too. Like, you have to be specific. I usually have to FaceTime. So, honestly, it's easier just to do it by myself because the whole point of sending him to get the groceries is so I can focus on other things. But if he's FaceTiming me every second, I don't get those other things done. So it's more of a waste of my time. So I might as well just go do it myself. And I get very frustrated with that. So I'm coming to terms with that and trying to figure out ways to make it easier on me. But it's hard because then I lose out on time for myself. I talked about this a little bit in my December goal video that I get frustrated because, I give and give and give to my kids and my husband all day and other people. And at the end of the day, I get no time for myself. And then I either get less sleep, I get sick. I've got like a infection in my finger. Nobody helps me with my finger. If I don't do it myself and I don't care for it myself, then I suffer. But at the end of the day, there's no time for myself. So it's like this really bad, circle. It's like this really, really terrible circle. And I'm trying to figure out ways to get by that and get past that. But I would recommend you guys watch Jenny Penton on her Facebook Lives. It's a Facebook group called Planner Perfect. She does lives every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Ooh, I want to say Eastern time. I don't know if it's Eastern time or what, but you'll see it when you get on there. But and I think all her lives are saved. But some of the things she talks about, they're great topics, and kind of like how I was talking, it just frustration points. And like, how can we move past that? How can we get by that and figure out how it's going to serve all of us better? Because, I want to keep my family together. I think it's important that one of my main things when I was, before I had kids, is that I never want to get divorced. I'm not married, but we cohabit and we are raising kids together. And I want my kids to have a mom and I want them to have a dad. And I've seen the bad things that happen from divorce, and there are certain reasons why you would divorce. Divorcing for no reason or for just like, differences is I don't agree with. But bad things, absolutely. I think that people shouldn't be harming each other that in that regard. But I think it's very important that the parents are together in the same household for their kids because I'm a product of two divorces actually. I have my mom divorced twice when I was growing up, and I'm still unpacking that emotional baggage today, and I'm 42 years old, so it's very hard, and I don't want that for my kids. So that's one of my important things. One of my values and my that I want to stick with is that I want my kids to be good, solid people who have parents who love them and support them in every way that we can, and that they are good people and they can support themselves and be healthy individuals when they get older. So wrapping it up, we're going to be done for today. I know I talk a lot. I'm so sorry, you guys. If it drives you crazy, let me know. If you want me to stop talking, I'll just focus on this. But I have thoughts and I can't stop when I start. So we've done prep work video number 1. Okay. And then we'll move on to the next step next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, me blobbering about everything. Um, and we will chat next time. So thank you so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe, click on that bell button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.